The magic of Miami extends far beyond its vibrant beaches and nightlife. Beneath the neon glow lies a darker history, stories whispered through generations. Today, we're investigating Miami's most persistent urban legends. From the bloodthirsty vampire clan to Black Caesar, the pirate, whose treasure is said to still be hidden along our shores. The mysterious happenings at the Deering estate and the restless spirit of the Miami River. These aren't just stories, they're the hidden history of Miami. They say on quiet nights in the Florida Keys, you can still hear the chains of a vengeful pirate searching for his lost treasure. In the early 1700s, a powerful West African chieftain known as Black Caesar was captured through deception and brought to America on a slave ship. During a hurricane off Florida's coast, Caesar escaped with the help of a sailor. The two became pirates, luring ships by pretending to be in distress, then attacking and plundering them. Caesar eventually killed his partner and built a fearsome crew that terrorized the Florida Keys. They amassed a fortune in gold and silver, which legend says was buried on Elliott Key. When Caesar joined Blackbeard's crew aboard the Queen Anne's Revenge, his fate was sealed. After Blackbeard's defeat, Caesar was captured and hanged in Virginia in 1718. But locals claim his story didn't end there. Fishermen report shadowy figures along Elliott Key's shoreline. Boaters hear phantom voices and the clanking of chains across the water at night. Some say Black Caesar's restless spirit still guards his buried treasure, cursing anyone who seeks it. His legend lives on in the names of Caesar Creek and Caesar Rock, and in the whispers carried by the Florida winds. Next time you're boating near Elliott Key after sunset, listen carefully. What happens when you build a mansion on sacred ground? At Miami's Deering estate, the past and present collide in ways science can't explain. In 1916, millionaire Charles Deering built his dream home in Cutler Bay, unaware it stood upon an ancient Native American burial mound dating back thousands of years. Today, the estate's staff rarely work alone after sunset. Many have seen a woman in white near the water, desperately calling for help before vanishing into thin air. In the Richmond cottage, security cameras capture furniture moving by itself, while the laughter of a child echoes through empty hallways. Paranormal investigators have documented over 60 distinct voices speaking from beyond. Electronic equipment fails without explanation. Temperatures drop suddenly in closed rooms. Perhaps most chilling, Charles Deering himself has been spotted rolling his wheelchair across the veranda, a century after his death. When you visit the Deering estate, you're not just walking through history. You're walking among those who made it, and who, for reasons unknown, have never left. Where the Miami River meets Biscayne Bay, a centuries-old spirit walks the shores. The locals know her story well. Long before skyscrapers dominated Miami's skyline, the Tequesta people made this river their home. Their village and sacred burial grounds once stood where modern buildings now tower. Legend speaks of a young Tequesta woman who met a tragic fate in these waters. Some say she drowned trying to save a child. Others believe she was a tribal healer whose life ended too soon. For generations, people walking along the river at dusk have reported seeing her ghostly figure gliding above the water's surface. She appears as a misty silhouette, her long hair floating as if still submerged. Witnesses describe sudden cold spots that defy Miami's tropical heat. Many feel an inexplicable sensation of being watched. Some hear soft, mournful cries carried on the evening breeze. At the historic Miami River Inn, guests report eerie phenomena every night at 11 p.m. Doors open on their own, phantom footsteps race across empty rooms, and furniture drags across upstairs floors. Whether she's a guardian of sacred land or a soul searching for peace, the ghost of the Miami River remains one of Miami's oldest mysteries. Next time you walk these shores as darkness falls, you might feel her presence too. In 1996, a teenager who believed he was a 500-year-old vampire named Verzago committed one of Florida's most disturbing crimes. This is the story of Rod Ferrell. Rod was obsessed with vampire mythology and gathered a group of troubled teens who called themselves the Vampire Clan. They participated in blood-drinking rituals and blurred the line between fantasy and reality. When Rod's friend Heather claimed she wanted to escape her allegedly abusive home in Florida, he and his followers drove from Kentucky to rescue her. What happened next shocked the nation. On November 25th, Rod and an accomplice entered the Wendorf home. Armed with a crowbar, he brutally murdered Heather's parents, Richard and Ruth. He left his signature V symbol burned into Richard's body as a calling card. The group fled across multiple states before being captured in Louisiana. At just 17 years old, Rod Ferrell became the youngest person on Florida's death row, though his sentence was later reduced to life imprisonment. The vampire cult case remains one of America's most notorious crimes, serving as a stark reminder of how fantasy and reality can tragically collide in the minds of troubled youth. Whether you believe these tales or dismiss them as fiction, they remain woven into Miami's cultural fabric. The Vampire Clan, Black Caesar, the haunted corridors of the Deering estate, and the watchful presence along the Miami River. They remind us that beneath our modern metropolis lies a city of secrets. If you enjoyed uncovering these legends with me, like this video and subscribe for more hidden histories. Until next time, remember, some stories persist not because they're true, but because sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.